You think discipline is hard? Try starting over every goddamn Monday. Try dragging your corpse of a willpower back to life after killing it with your excuses. Let me tell you something most men never grasp until it's too late. Momentum is your best friend, not your motivation, not your feelings, not even your damn goals. Momentum is the silent war machine behind every empire ever built. It's the snowball that becomes the avalanche. It's the strike that never stops swinging. You see, weak men worship beginnings. They glorify day one because it makes them feel alive. They get high off starting and then crash the moment it gets boring. The second progress asks for blood. They go back to bed. The gym, the business plan, the reading, the cold shower sit all dies the minute dopamine dries up. They don't understand the truth that starting is cheap, finishing is rare, and greatness is reserved for men who stay in motion, not perfectly, not easily, but relentlessly. Momentum doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't need your feelings to align. It doesn't wait for the stars. It creates its own gravity, one brutal step at a time. When you skip a day, you don't just take a break. You rip out a brick from the wall. You break rhythm. You tell your mind, it's okay to be soft. And softness spreads like rot. You skip enough days and suddenly you're back at zero. All the suffering, gone. All the discipline, dead. And you become one of them again, the drifters, the talkers, the I used to be men. You want to build a body? You want wealth, power, respect? Then know this, it doesn't belong to the talented. It doesn't belong to the motivated. It belongs to the man who moves even when it's dark, even when it's cold, even when he doesn't feel like it. Especially then. Momentum turns monsters into legends. It takes small wins and compounds them into kingdoms. But the enemy? The enemy is silence. The days where you do nothing, where you scroll instead of create, where you negotiate with your lesser self and call it rest. That's when momentum dies. And when it dies, you go down with it. Momentum is not sexy. It's not some grand explosion. It's not the movie montage. It's silent, daily, repetitive. It's dragging yourself through the mud without applause. It's lifting when you're sore. It's reading when you're tired. It's writing when your brain is empty. It's showing up again and again and again until the world starts bending to your consistency. People will say you're obsessed. They'll say you're rigid, cold, mechanical. And you know what? They're right. Because momentum requires you to become less human and more machine. To silence the voice that says, just this once. To ignore the pull of comfort, the poison of convenience. Momentum is sacrifice. It's murder. The murder of your lazy self. Every single day. You don't get to feel like it. You don't get to take a day off every time life pokes you. If you're building something worth remembering, you better move like your name depends on it, because it does. Let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a man on fire slow down? Have you ever seen a shark pause mid-hunt? You slow down, you lose teeth. You stop, you drown. There is no safety in stillness. You are either climbing or you're dying. And when you stop, the world doesn't pause with you. Your enemies keep grinding. Your competitors keep learning. Life doesn't hand out catch-up cards. No one's coming to save your potential. The graveyard is filled with men who just needed a break. Listen, you don't need to sprint, but you need to move every damn day. Because motion breeds discipline. Discipline builds consistency, and consistency becomes character. That's the formula. Not magic, not vibes, just raw, brutal momentum. Wake up, do the work, repeat, Stack wins. Protect your rhythm like your life depends on it, because it does. You stop moving. You lose identity. You become one of those men who stares in the mirror and doesn't recognize the soft face staring back. You betray your future every time you break rhythm. You dig your own grave with excuses that sound reasonable. But here's the part most men never hear. Once you earn momentum, protect it like a throne. Guard it like a kingdom. Because it will carry you when your mind breaks, when your motivation is dead, when life throws hell in your face. Momentum becomes your armor, your second spine, your quiet killer instinct. And the best part, it builds itself, one win at a time, one disciplined act at a time, one promise kept to yourself over and over, until one day you wake up and realize you're not the same man. You're harder, sharper, faster, colder, untouchable, not because of a miracle, but because you never stopped moving. So here's the truth. You want to be a winner? Then move like one. Forget feelings. Forget comfort. Forget perfection. Momentum is your best friend. It remembers every move you made when no one was watching. And it never lies. Now get moving.